Hey everybody, how you doing out there in stock markets with Bruce Land? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's Monday, the big day Monday. That's the day I do most of my shows. I
Everybody,
do.
welcome to the
Hang on a second. I do all this broadcasting work on Monday, every Monday. Three shows for this channel. One I've done, the pre-market. Now this one, and then this afternoon at 3. And then on Traveling with Bruce, I'll do 2 today over there, 7 and 8 o'clock Eastern. So if you want to see me 5 times on a Monday live, you can do so. I don't know why you'd want to watch me live 5 times, but hey, you got nothing else going on. I get it. It's cool. You're hanging out with your bud. Welcome. Nice to see you guys. We're watching the pre-markets carefully as we always do, and I noticed today that we got news out of China that it's funny to me. I'm reading the headlines coming out of China like these headlines say surprise economic news from China. And I'm going, surprise? What surprise? This has been going on for months. What are you guys ignoring this stuff? Well, obviously they are, or they're doing a clickbait thing to try to clickbait you into reading their articles when they should have been highlighting this for weeks and months. I've been highlighting it here with you for weeks and months to warn you guys that yes, the markets in North America have recovered about half of their losses from June to now, those lows in June. That's right. I'm not ignoring that. I'm just not falling for it. And now there are analysts all of a sudden going, "Well, gee, these numbers out of China are pretty disturbing." And gosh darn it, that thing in Europe's just not going away. And gee whiz willikers, look at oil is almost down $5 a barrel today. Well, maybe things aren't so great. Duh. Like, no kidding, Sherlock. Um, any analyst who's been drinking the Kool-Aid about it's just great. The market is back, half of its losses. We're going right back into a bull market. Man, are these guys useless? They should be fired right now. Get rid of these people. Get them out of your organization. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. But again, you can't fire them. You know why you can't fire them? Because old farts like me aren't available anymore to be hired to take over these positions that we used to have of some semblance of reality and normality. And of course, today's world is so twitchy that, oh, we got to be politically correct with who we hire for our positions and how we say what we say. Uncle Bruce doesn't quite have to be that like that. I can just tell you the market's going lower. Okay. It's going to back off. I don't know if it's going to happen today, but it's going to back off and we're going to hit newer, lower lows. And I'll tell you why I'm saying it, because Wall Street will never tell you to sell anything ever. They never tell you to sell. Never, ever. I hope you got that. They never tell you to sell. They always tell you to buy. And that's what they're going to keep on doing. What are they doing this morning? Look for selective stocks to pick up. That's the term. Selectively, you have to selectively move. In other words, keep bringing your money to the market and move it into various selective stocks. Unbelievable. It blows my mind how gullible gazillions of people actually are to this garbage. That's what actually blows me away more than anything else. It's not like the Russians aren't lying when they tell us what they're doing in Ukraine. Is that the people actually believe these guys? It's this kind of garbage. The Chinese talking about how everything is going to be great. We're realigning our priorities. Yeah, yeah, you sure are. All right, you guys are going down an economic rabbit hole that you can't get out of. They're in big trouble over there. Unbelievable. It just blows my mind how stupid people seem to be. But then, every once in a while, I get one of these little signs of sanity show up every once in a while. It's nice. It's a nice thing to see once in a while. A sign of sanity, where voters are asked to vote on a certain measure, and the pundits are saying, in this area of the world, this is going to go this way, and the voters go that way, and everyone goes, "Oh, we can't believe that the voters went that way when we thought they would go this way," because sanity came into play. And sometimes you just have to be quiet, and you have to be part of a silent majority and wait for your turn to speak. And you can speak anonymously, and you can do your little X and make the change you want. Make the change you want made. Going to be fun this November in the United States, isn't it? Oh, going to be fun this November. Oh my God, the whole world is just holding its breath, going, please, sane people, go to the ballot box. Please go to the ballot box. Well, we'll find out all about that. In China, we got problems, kids. 20% of all youth are unemployed in China. It's 18 to 24-year-olds. These are the high school and college graduates of China, China's future. Okay, the leaders of tomorrow. A fifth of them cannot find work. When a fifth of your youth workforce cannot find work, the first thing you'll notice is that sales at the retail level plummet. And what really gets nailed is what we call discretionary spending. Have you heard that term before? Discretionary spending. In other words, the kind of crap you don't really need to buy, but you want to because you have the money to do so, and you want to get something nice for yourself. So if you're in the Gucci handbag business, you're in the Chanel product business, you're in the Christian Dior business, you're in the high-end watch business. In China, you're having problems right now because you're not getting those saps in the front door that are going to pay top retail price for crap that cost 1/10 the price to make. Just not going to happen. Look, I don't mind the top quality timepiece. I don't mind a top quality fashion item. I just cringe when I see people paying $1,500 for an item that cost $150 to make, and it's delivered to the retail store at $450 maybe, and there's $1,000 margin in it. And it's all going to the landlord, and it's going to the taxation. It's an item worth $150. But hey, the first area of cutbacks is discretionary spending. The second thing that happens is, first of all, the first 20% can't buy anything because they're unemployed. Okay. But of the remaining 80%, all right, half of those, they won't spend either. And you know why? Because they know somebody that can't get work. They know somebody in their age group that got laid off, and they're worried they're next. They're not spending. So now 60% of the 100% of the 18 to 24-year-olds that are supposed to come into the workforce with all that vim and vinegar and ready to go, and I'm going to make the world a new place, they're all going, whoa, I better be careful. And so they stay at home with mom and dad. They don't go out on their own. They don't get that car. No, they're still taking the transit, and they're hating it. And the longer this goes, the more PO'd they get. And the young cannot get restless. Not in China. No. You cannot have 18 to 24-year-olds upset in China because they start getting ideas like, maybe this isn't working out for us like it was supposed to. Maybe the elders are lying to us. Maybe the this propaganda I keep hearing about from Taiwan, it's actually better over there. Maybe when I was in the States going to college, and I went to Canada, I went to college, or I went to London, I went to Europe, and I saw how they live. I see 18 to 24-year-olds who graduate in these areas get jobs, and they get a credit card, and they get an apartment, and they get stuff. And hey, why isn't this happening in the greatest country in the world? Everyone tells us we're in the greatest country in the world. I mean, China's supposedly the greatest country in the world. Why isn't it? Why isn't it feeling like the greatest country in the world? And why is it that our supposed leader for life, and when did that ever happen? Who elected this guy? I don't know of any 18 to 24-year-olds who want this guy for leader for life. Why is he going for another term? Maybe he's the wrong guy right now. Maybe we need somebody else. This is the kind of stuff China does not want to talk about, does not want to hear about, especially at that 1.1% level at the top where all the bribes go. They don't want any of these kids getting any bright ideas. So what do? Well, you step up your military drills around Taiwan. You step up the military campaign, and you flood your television screen with missiles flying in the air and tanks rolling down roads and patrol boats breaking through waves and jets flying and bullets flying. That's what you show off, and you convince your population we're under threat. We're under imminent attack at any time. It's time to rise up as one to defeat the enemy. And the Americans are going, well, us? Really? We're gonna invade you guys? What, are you kidding me? We got all the Chinese food we want over here. We got all the Chinese goods we want over here. We don't need to take you over. Okay, you guys stay there and just do what you do, and we'll do what we do here. And as long as we trade, as long as it's fair, we'll get along. We really don't need to invade any place over there. Thanks. We remember Vietnam. We haven't forgotten that escapade, that whole show, that whole mess. How many lives were lost, ruined, and how many trillions of today's dollars were just eviscerated from the middle class of America. When it's all said and done, America's still carrying that load. You think you want to get into that? I don't think so. But again, when you're a dictator and you're trying to cling to power, you don't have to worry about foreign agents. You have to worry about domestic agents who want to get you out. And this is what Putin's worried about, Xi is worried about, and many other dictators worry about the internal issues, not externals. And so that's why you have sometimes show trials, you have dissidents jailed, you have new laws created for security purposes, and the opposition is all jailed up and is all tied up in knots, and some executed. And the odd journalist is hacked to pieces and is flown home in suitcase parts. Little things like that. Just can't keep everybody happy. We want to keep the status quo the status quo. Sorry, but that's sometimes the way of the world. What's going to happen with the stock market is what everybody's asking me. Bruce, stop talking about this other stuff. What's going on with the markets? We're going lower. We have a PE multiple for the S&P 500 in excess of 23 or 24. That's no good. That is unsustainable and cannot be tolerated. Now, there's a couple of ways you can fix this. One is just make a whole lot more money for your company so that the profits are much, much higher. That would justify where your shares are right now and justify your existing PE multiple, because the thinking is 6 months to a year from now, your earnings will be up here, and that PE multiple you have right now at 26 is actually next year 16. And so the analysts are going, the stock is trading at 16 times future PE multiple forget about today. Let's not talk about today because we never tell you to sell. So we're not going to talk about the fact that the stock is overpriced right now. We're going to tell you that the stock is fairly priced for a year from now. See? And that's where we're all happy. And we here in Wall Street get to keep driving our fancy cars, living in our fancy homes, taking those jet rides to wherever we want to go, private jet rides to wherever we want to go. And everything is fine. And if there's any problems with the stock market with excessive things, we'll call Congress and we'll have a special session to deal with those crooksters out there. Those retail investors who think they can buy stock for 50 bucks a share and sell it for 150 bucks a share. We'll call Congress in to take care of those guys. Everything else will be fine. We talk about future earnings rather than present day earnings. Well, more and more talk right now is about the future. Much, much more talk about the future. We're talking about how the market has come back 50% from its lows, and that the optimism is building for a much better economy in coming ahead. The problem, of course, is that the reality is, have you been on? Let me ask you this question: Have you any of you been on Zillow lately? Zillow, Zillow.com. Zillow is an online real estate website, and you can put in any zip code on their search bar, and it'll take you to that neighborhood, and it'll show you the local real estate market in that neighborhood. It's fascinating. And you can ask it, show me all the houses for sale in this zip code or in this town or city. And then you can zoom in with the map. You can kind of zoom in on where do you want to look at. You can also then look at listings, house listings that are out there. And the best part about this is this will help give you an indication of what's going on there in that hood. So you want to know what's happening in Los Angeles or New York or Connecticut or Detroit or wherever, anywhere in the USA. You go to that zip code or town or city, and then you zoom in and look at prices. And then you look at individual listings, and then you see stuff like, yeah, this house is for sale. It's 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath house, blah, 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 with a garage, and yet, and they're asking $650,000 for the house. And you look through the listing in detail, and you'll realize, oh, this house was listed 2 months ago for sale. It's now 60 days still for sale. It was listed at $725 60 days ago. And a week after listing, it was at $699, price drop. And then a few weeks after, $679, price drop. Now it's $650. When you see stuff like that, that has to make bells go off in your head. Those are alarms. When you see multiple price drops on listings, and you go into one listing and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and you see every listing that you're looking at has price drops, this game's over. We're done for, because obviously in the last 6 months, we know what's happened in the last 6 months. Interest rates have gone up. The Federal Reserve has raised rates. We've seen mortgages go up into the 5%, 5.5%, 6% neighborhood from where? 3. In Canada, we've seen them go from 1.5%, 2% to 3%, 4%. This is going to keep going. These rates aren't done. This so-called everything is great and we're looking forward to tomorrow philosophy is blown out of the water, because interest rates will continue to be lifted in the next 3 months. We're going up another 1.5 percentage points on the prime lending rate. Mortgage rates are going to go in the US probably to 7%, maybe 7.5%. We haven't seen that since the 90s. Before some of you here were born, we haven't seen interest rates for mortgages in that neighborhood. And if you are a credit risk, you're paying 8.5. In other words, you're not getting a mortgage because your mortgage lender is going to give you a quote that is so bad that you're not going to be able to qualify for a mortgage. It's going to be pretty rough. Okay. Yeah, we're looking at situations here that are not good. I'm noticing also some of the areas that I looked at over the weekend, just rentals. Curious about, well, we know what the real estate market's doing. What about rental market? And some of these rentals are being dropped as well. They're asking, like 4,500 a month, and then a month later 4,300 a month, and then a month later 4,100 a month, and it's been rented available for 70 days, no takers. Yes. When you ask too much, you don't get very far. And there's the problem. You don't get very far. You get no nibbles, and your realtor's going, look, the market is really adjusting here, and so I'm sorry, but you're not in the market right now. And so the first thing you're going to see is 5, 10, and 15% price drops on existing housing, the listings. You're going to see rental drops eventually follow suit, although right now we're seeing a lot more raises than drops. And we're going to see the slowdown. And the car sellers are going to have a tougher time, especially used car guys. Used car guys are about to enter into a depression. Used car guys are about to realize, oh my God, we are overstocked. We paid too much for these cars. We gave too much of an allowance on a trade-in, and now there are no buyers, and we can't get these cars off the lot as easily because we now have to sell them with an interest rate of 7, 8, 9%. And there's nothing worse than having a used car at 9% interest, because the car is going to drop 20% a year in value, and you're paying 9% for the money for the darn thing. You can't pay 30% of the premium every year on your loan. And so you get a longer loan, and instead of a 3-year used car loan, or a 4-year or a 5-year, you get a 6 or 7 or an 8-year used car loan. This is not good. It is the car's already 2 years old, and you got an 8-year loan on it. You're sitting on a 10-year car on the last year of your loan. You're now paying whatever that payment is, plus just as much of that again to keep it running. This is not good. But if you don't qualify for a new car loan because you got furloughed last year during COVID or the year before, and it took you 3 months to get a gig, or you quit your job or got let go, whatever it was, and then you found your own gig working from home, but your lender goes, yeah, you're a gig worker, which means you have no job security. We don't believe in that. We think you should be in a cubicle in a firm, because they'll control you, and we know you'll adhere to their policies and their all of their working rules, and you'll be around for a long, long time. We believe you are more of a risk for credit if you stay in the cubicle than if you're on your own. Of course, I say bunk to all of that. If your banker tells you that, you got the wrong banker, by the way. Just as a little, this is a safety tip, okay? Fire the banker. Shop around and go elsewhere. Yeah. Bobby, way to go. 4.59% paperwork on your mortgage. You're one of the few. And in 6 months from now, you're not going to see these rates. You're not going to, there's no way you're going to get these rates. But of course, Bobby, 2 years ago, you could have been negotiating a 2.29 rate, maybe a 1.99 rate. It all depends. It's all fluctuating. And of course, 2 years ago, real estate was 20-30% cheaper than what it is today. So we have people paying 4.59, 5.99, 6.44 on much more expensive real estate, which means the cost of real estate has soared dramatically for all. And those who get hurt the most are the middle class and lower, because it takes a greater percentage of their revenues to survive. The US economy is going negative. It's not going into a crash. We're not going into a depression. We're not going to see these videos like from the dirty 30s where people hop onto the truck and leave the farm forever. Nothing like that. But we are going to see slowdowns. The good news is the employment rate is very low. And it's going to take a massive recession to actually make the employment rate go much higher. This is the best possible news. The worst part of it, though, is unfortunately the supply chain glitches are likely to continue. And there are going to be stories that we're going to hear about where factories are in need of certain parts to complete certain components or complete certain uh, uh, orders for certain goods. And because we have adopted this new philosophy in the last 20 years called just-in-time delivery, there are factories around the world, not just in the US or Mexico, Canada, but everywhere, that have parts coming into them from maybe 30 different suppliers. And they come into this one location, which is the final assembly location. And from that location out to the retail sellers or the end buyers go the products. Many of these parts come from countries, not counties or cities or states. They come from different countries. And there's the Achilles heel of any entity that is a just in time final assembly player, whether you're located in Germany, Belgium, the UK, whether you're in China, whether you're in Thailand, whether you're in Peoria, whether you're in Brantford, Ontario. It doesn't matter where your factory is. If you're a just-in-time final assembly manufacturer of goods where parts are coming in from 15, 20 different locations, you're going to have glitches, and that is not going away, unfortunately. The other issue, of course, is the cost of getting parts and components made for you all over the place to be brought in. Some of these parts can come in at the same price as the last shipment. But some of these parts and components will come in 20% higher than the last shipment. And so now the final assembly factory is going, we don't know what the cost of our goods are going to be for sure on everything we need. We have a rough idea of some of these components, but some others we're not so sure about. And then there's the other wild card, and that is we don't know how much we're going to have to pay for electricity in our factory for the next 3 to 6 months. We don't know. We used to pay electrical costs of so much a kilowatt 3 years ago, and then 2 years ago we paid this much, and then in the last year it has really fluctuated. It has gone stupidly crazy, and no one can tell us what for sure our costs are going to be. And there are factories out there who looked into the idea of adding solar panels to their roofs to create their own electricity after investing money up there. And they realized that, we looked at it 3 years ago, and the cost of electricity was so cheap that our existing provider, there's no way we're going to go solar because we would never pay for itself. This was never going to pay for itself in 10 or 15 years, and by that time the solar panels would need to be replaced. They would never pay for themselves. Now all of a sudden rates have gone so ridiculously high that there are factories and manufacturers and whole warehouses and you name it, and even homeowners who are going, I need to take another look at this. I need yet another look. And now with the latest bill going through Washington, being signed by the president, that has changed the game plan again, because now there are tax write-offs to incentivize and so on and so on and so on and so on. Now, the good news, if you're going to convert a warehouse in the United States, or you're going to take a warehouse in the United States with 50,000 square feet of roof space up there, or whatever the number is, and you're going to add solar panels up there, and you're going to offer it to such a rate with tax incentives that it makes economic sense. The good news is you're creating a lot of jobs domestically because you need the labor to get that up there. Bad news, where are you getting the labor from? there's the bad news. And so the demand is there, but can the supply be, delivered? And this is where this recession we might be going into is of a unique nature. It is not a labor overabundance recession where people can't get jobs and they won't spend. It's the demand can't get the labor shortage. It's the reverse. So we have a reverse recession going on where consumers would like to buy a brand new F-150 with the Laramie package and the XLT options, and Ford can't deliver that unit. Shortages of chips, shortages of parts. They delay, they get it done, but it's behind. So if Ford is 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters late in getting certain models to customers all the time, it's a delayed economic benefit to the company. That's another form of a recession. If A firm wants to order solar panels for their roof to cut down on killer electricity rates, and they can't get that installed quickly under normal circumstance. They will now pay way more in electric bills for a lot longer than they want to, stymieing other capital within the organization to maintain the property, hire new staff, expand their product line. And then these guys up here, the solar guys, they have orders up they here, and they can only fulfill a quarter of the orders at a time. No matter how much you're willing to pay them, they can't deliver the goods. The parts are in short supply. The labor is near impossible to fulfill, depending on where you live, of course. It's all regional. It's not like a blanket statement. This is a recession, kids. This is an economy underperforming its potential. And many of you out there have worked in your lifetime at a restaurant, whether you were in high school or college, part-time work, you do it full-time now, you know someone that's working. Many of you have had a relationship, employee-boss relationship with an owner of these kinds of businesses, these restaurants, these fast food locations. You may have heard this in the past. I may have mentioned it, but here's the key. There are businesses out there that 90 to 95% of the business they do only pays the bills. 90 to 95% of all the sales coming in through the front door, all that business, that money just turns around and goes right back out the door in employees' pockets for pay, insurance costs, health board expenses, city taxes, rent, cost of food, the cost of natural gas to heat the burners in the back, on and on it goes. The cost of being in business. The last 5 to 10% of what's coming in is actually a profit to the business itself. And there are restaurant owners out there and there are retailers out there who will say, you'll ask them, do you know what your magic number is every day? And they go, oh, yeah, I know my magic number. I have to sell, it might be a restaurant owner says, I have to sell 250 meals a day to break even. After I sell 250 meals, the 251st and after is my profit. And typically I reach that number just at the middle of lunch hour. I get the rest of the lunch hour and the afternoon and the evening, if I'm open that long, to make profits for the business. The problem is I do most of my business between 8 in the morning at breakfast right up to about 1. That's when I make 80% of my business. The other 20% comes out here, or the last 10%, or whatever it is. There are retailers who sell knick-knack, paddywhacks, whatever they're selling, and these guys know we got to hit, that till has to hit $1,100 or $850 or whatever that magic, there's a magic number. It must hit that much. After that, I can tell you that of every dollar that comes in the door after that, 38 cents is profit. 38 cents. So if we bring in $100, we made $38. We bring in 1,000, we've made 380, above the minimum number. And when you're priced to perfection, that's what I call priced to perfection. When you're at 90% and over to make a profit, you are on thin ice. And any little glitch screws it up. A 2-hour power outage screws up the day. A strike down the road against another employer with people walking the picket line, people avoid your part of town that aren't part of that thing. And your business just, your shopping mall has issues, your major department store goes under. There's a million reasons why you can't make the magic number out of your control. That's not in your control whatsoever. And this is where I think we in North America and Europe, we are headed for a recession, because we're not matching our magic, are not going to reach our magic numbers. We are going to have issues with employees, not enough to make the business work. We're going to have sup- part supply problems where we aren't getting the merchandise in to get it out. Um, and guys like solar installers, companies that want to cut costs down dramatically, can't cut costs down dramatically on electricity because they can't get these solar panels installed for 1 year, 2 years. They're on a waiting list. This is where we will underperform economically, where we have the talent that's there, the want, the desire. We just can't put it together. And this market, even right where it is, it's priced to perfection, and there is no perfection anywhere at this point in time. Zero perfection. Yeah, we got good news about oil and gas prices lower. Our gallon of gas has been dropping and dropping finally, but we're still paying way more than 2 years ago. We're not paying 8.5% more for gasoline like the inflation rate says we are paying more for goods and services. We're paying way, way more, even though it's dropped from what $6 a gallon to 4. We're still getting hosed. And right at the moment, oil is down 5.24 a barrel. Right now, it's at 86.90. Here we are. And we have another 10, 15 cents a gallon coming off the top, maybe 20 cents, but we're not down where we should be. And I mentioned this on the pre-market show. Over in Saudi Arabia, Aramco, the Saudi national oil company, which I think is traded now, public traded, announced a $49 billion profit. Net profit of $49 billion. That's your money. Every one of you watching me right now, and including me, we have all contributed to that profit. Even though we may not buy oil directly from the Saudi Aramco company, because the Aramco company sells a commodity known as oil, and it's set as a world price to it. We don't negotiate oil prices with individual countries at a specific price. We pay the OPEC price, which is 87.04 right now. Because Aramco doesn't have to negotiate for its prices, they get, like everyone else, the best price they can get. They have a cartel. We are paying into cartel pricing, whether we're paying Exxon for the gas or Chevron, or in Canada, we're paying Petro-Canada or Shell, whoever we use, wherever you are in the world. Aramco is enjoying the benefits of the world price of the commodity. And we, because we use too much of it, allow these guys to score almost $50 billion net profit in 90 days. That's $500 million a day, easy. $500 million a day net profit to that entity. Add the money that the Russians are making, add the money to all the other OPEC members, and you can see how the West, we consumers, are subsidizing the cartel kids with the ability to build 100-story tall buildings and theme parks, and allowing a segment of the world's population to enjoy first class, business class travel worldwide. And when I tell you that I'm in London and I'm at the Harrods department store with Jennifer, and we're hanging out for about 4 hours, we end up in a coffee cafe. We end up in a cafe inside Harrods. And I look around the room and I see families from around the world, from everywhere, including the Middle East. My brain is going, I know how they're here. I know what's doing it. I know exactly what's doing it. The cost of petrol, the cost of jet fuel, the cost of gasoline globally. And these folks are enjoying a lovely time in Harrods, where a typical lunch at the coffee shop is $40 a person. And they have no problem paying it whatsoever. And Off you go. They've got bags and bags and bags of Herod's goodies that they'll be taking home with them when they leave, and we're we're the ones giving them that lifestyle. It's us, because we insist on our lifestyle, which unfortunately means we insist on using way more energy on a per person basis than most countries on this planet. And we justify it in our own way. It's okay. I'm not mad. It just is the way it is. And so our friends at Aramco are having a great old time. And if you don't like the fact that the leader of that country has a way of dealing with journalists that might seem unpleasant to the rest of us, try and stop this guy. He's got $49 billion of protection to make sure no one touches him and his family. So there you go. And we're supplying that lifestyle, and we get to tolerate a photo in a newspaper of a fist pump between the president of the United States and this guy over here. Hey, it is what it is. The market right now, with 18 minutes to go, we're down 212 points on the Dow. We're down 29 on S&P. We're down 66 on NASDAQ. We're down about a half a point on NASDAQ, 2/3 of a point on the other two indexes. Oil down, it was just down about $5 a barrel. It's 464 lower at the moment, under 88 a barrel in West Texas. A week ago, we were pushing 94 a barrel. So we've had a couple of days of hits here. There's more coming. There's so much oil sloshing around that isn't needed, but we unfortunately buy more when the price goes down. That's our Achilles heel. We fill up the tank when price drops under $4 a barrel, or down to 350, or it goes from 650 to 450, or 650 to 525. We go, oh, I'll fill up the tank now, and we don't get as creative in how to cut back, and that's our Achilles heel. It is what does us in an invisible way. It's an invisible tax, so we pay, and we know it deep down inside. We know it, but we try to just, well, we try to slough it off as, well, it's the cost of being a Westerner and what have you. But okay, whatever it is. I think we're going lower. By the way, Royal Caribbean offers $1 billion in 2027 debt to help pay down some debt due this year and next. This headline is as common as the headlines right now saying there's a heat wave coming. The Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, every few weeks, one of these guys comes out and says, we're raising $1 billion on a debt offering. That's right, because they have to roll over debts they took on 5, 7 years ago, 2 years ago. They have to roll this stuff over. And unfortunately for Royal Caribbean, all of their debt is ranked as junk bond debt. And they are trying to not issue stock, if at all possible, to pay down to roll over their debt. They're not paying it down. They're just rolling it over. Unfortunately, Royal is going to replace 3, 4, and 5% interest rate debt that's out there with new debt that'll probably run 7, 8, 10% or more. And so every quarter, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian, as public companies, and then other companies as private companies, these public companies raise capital, roll over capital, and their cost of interest on all their debt just keeps going higher and higher and higher. It might be an imperceptible amount, because obviously if Royal Caribbean owes $30 billion to the world, and this is a 1/30th amount, 1 billion out of 30 billion. And if this is 2% more than what it used to be, well, a 2% increase on $1 billion out of $30 billion is not like a major amount of money, but 1/100th of a percentage point more on 30 billion, that's a lot of money. And that is net money they need. That is money after they pay for gasoline or their oil, natural gas, whatever they're burning to run their ships. That's after their employees, That's after the cost of all the food and booze they bring on board. And then, of course, you and I pay to get on these ships. A larger chunk of the fares coming in is now allocated to interest charges. And this does not stop and will not, because they will be rolling over this 30 billion for the next 5 to 10 years going forward. It's ugly, and it's a mess. By the way, the cruise lines have now basically dropped all testing requirements. If you can prove that you've been vaccinated, no testing required. You can have the virus and walk on board a ship if you don't show signs that you got it. If you haven't been vaccinated, if you can't prove a vaccination, they will allow, I think, they set up to 10-15% of passengers who are not vaccinated to come on the ship as long as they can provide a negative test. That I think the next step will be no testing required, no vaccines required, no nothing. You take your chances when you get on board a cruise ship. And I will say, no, thank you. I will not take my chances getting on a cruise ship, because I know what's happening at the moment, in that the cruise lines are desperate to ramp up their occupancy numbers. They were at 40 to 60% occupancy 6 months ago. They're now pushing for 100% occupancy on board ships. So if they can get a 4,500 passenger ship with 2,000 crew on there will be 6,500 people on board a cruise ship, and there is no testing and no verification of vaccine taking going forward. Good luck with that one. No thanks. I think I'll stay on land and stay a little further between people. I don't want to be not quite that cramped. And oh my gosh, you've got to remember that before COVID, there used to be cruises which were known as theme cruises, where you would have it would be like rock and roll from the 50s and the 60s, that kind of stuff, oldies. You'd have 4,000 passengers on a 3,800 passenger ship, just like sardines. One was dancing on the deck and having a great old time. You'd have the heavy metal cruises. You'd have the Star Trek cruises. You'd have a theme for everything, music and entertainment and hobbyists and everything else. And you would have thousands of passengers on a ship just crammed in there. Every cabin, at least 2 people, but in some cabins, families of 4. And the ship would be at 104%, 108% capacity. So lineups at the buffet, lineups to get into any shows, lineups for getting on and off the ship. And I mean, the interaction between people is just this close. No one is going to wear a mask. Nobody's wearing masks. Good luck with that. That's going to be crazy. Just not interested. I'm not crazy about getting into that. Thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you all for seeing me today. Thank you for those of you who have already hit the thumbs up button for us to get this show going on a bit of a momentum thing. I do appreciate it. It's great to have you here from around the world. It's great that you've joined us. Thanks again to all of you who are subscribers, those of you who are members, those of you who are renewing your membership. Thank you very much for your support of this channel. Jen and I so appreciate it. Glad that you could make it and join us here Monday, August the 15th, 2022. We're going to start with a dip. The question is, what kind of a dip? What kind of pullback are we going to get on this market today? That's the question. Will volume be heavy to start the day, or will it be a little light sell-off, and then it'll pick up in intensity? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll be here for that, and we'll stay on top of it. Again, thank you all for your support. Love the fact that you're all here with us today. We have right now 130 thumbs ups, it would appear, showing at the moment on the channel. And thank you. We need 70 more or so to make it to 200. We love to get to 200 before we open. If that's a possibility, please hit that thumbs up button for me if you can find it. Nail that sucker and get us as close to 200 as humanly possible before even the market begins opening up for the day. 142 now have come in. This is awesome. As usual, you guys are incredible. Thank you so much. I did make an announcement today on the upper corner of our thing over here. Where is it? Yeah, up there, like way over there. For a limited time, I have put our classes. I've made classes available for those of you who have seen 2 or 3 or so classes. You want to kind of catch up on some more, do some summer studying about how to write options. We have a sale on again, like we did back in April, May this spring. It's a buy 4 classes for the price of 3 deal going on. So for the low cost of $299.99 US, you make a donation to my PayPal account for that. That should be down below in the description. You make a $299.99 donation to PayPal. You can then send me an email, just a private email, and that's right here, saying, Bruce, I've just sent you $299.99 US. Here are the 4 classes I would like to see, please. And then just tell me the numbers of the classes. I'd like to see class number 6, number 9, 10, and 12, whatever for you want. There's 13 of them for you to pick from. And enjoy. This is your chance to get some studying done for the summer. Here's the PayPal address right here. It should be down below in the description. There it is right there. If you make a donation for $299.99 US, I will be delighted to send you 4 classes for the cost of 3 for a limited time. And hopefully you'll become a better, smarter, and much more focused option writer. And you will make some money on this during these hard economic times, as we say. Thank you, Nick, for being a number 135 on the thumbs up meter. I appreciate it. It's great that you guys are here. 162 have come in now. Look at that. Susan Shops about is number 160. Thank you. Beautiful stuff. I appreciate it. Deutsche Bank maintains buy on Rocket Lab, raises price target to $15. I kind of like that. Don't mind that kind of a deal. Fantastic. Let's see what here. Michael is saying here. Michael Summer. All my family rapid test for COVID was negative, but PCR test was positive. 6 people tested negative with rapid test, but lab test all positive. So don't trust negative rapid tests if you have symptoms. There you go. Cody is saying, I'm starting to think that if the sell-off this week will be kind of brutal if it happens. It feels like we're in a place where everyone could rush for the exits all at once. Well, it's been a very lazy, easy-going move up for the last 2 weeks in the markets, even longer. People have been getting complacent in the markets, and I have been, cautioning time and time again out on here to say this can't last. Stocks just don't go up. They just don't always go up. And sure enough, we saw between January and June the 30% drop off, even on the big indexes, bigger drop offs on smaller stocks, and now a partial recovery. Eventually, it has to work out. See what's going on. And what's going on? Trucker Tech is saying, I'm on hold with a YouTube tech support to sort out the gold bagel alert issue. The customer service rep saw the premium member amount and said, dang, that's high. I replied, it's worth every penny, buddy. Yeah, I'm investing in my future. Right on. Nick, I just covered Apple short. I'm waiting now for Microsoft. I want to cover my short there. I need it to go below 289. Will I get it? I think you can. Michael, I think Apple will dip more. I do too. I think if we're going for a dip today, we're going to have a decent one. But we'll see. It could be an all-week thing. We dip today, we pop up a little tomorrow, we dip more Wednesday, we break even Thursday, we dip Friday. I mean, it could be one of those. We'll find out. There's every possible conceivable combination of ups and downs and all arounds we're going to follow. And we'll see what's going on. GameStop right now is down 74 cents. I can tell you that. It's sitting at $40 at the moment. We have 5 minutes to go before we start trading. Let's take a look at a quick look at our latest updates. I'm showing stocks like Rocket Lab up 19 cents at 7.29. Was it Deutsche Bank saying 15 a share? That's pretty good. SoFi down 11 to 754. It was up 23 on Friday. By the way, that Rocket Lab was up 124 on Friday. It's up 19 more this morning. So if from the high fives now to 729, that's pretty good on Rocket Lab. GameStop was up 129 on Friday, but it's down 50 cents right now to 40.25. AMC was down $1.02 on Friday. It's now down 57 cents more in the pre-market. 23.87. Matterport was up 8 cents Friday. It's down 6 cents in the pre-market to 6 even. ME was up 43 cents on Friday to $5.12. Right now we're showing 4.90, down 22. Spire was up 17 on Friday to 169 a share. 162 right now, down 7 cents. ATIP was down 3.6 cents to 95.1. It's now 96.7, up 1.5 pennies in the pre-market. Smart Rent took a licking on Friday, dropped 179 to 382 a share Friday. Smart Rent right now 390, up 8 so far this morning. Cyxtera was up 46 yesterday or Friday to 1047, still down on the week. But this morning, I don't show any trades. The last I saw was Friday night at 1021, down 26. I haven't got anything this morning. That is typical, though. Cyxtera does not usually trade very much in the aftermarket, so it's hard to believe those quotes. Apple was up 361 on Friday, 172.10. Right now, 171.27, down 83 cents. Goldman was up 214 on Friday. We're now down 262. 351.20 is where we're at right now. Cisco gained 71 Friday, losing 23 cents today. We have 3 minutes to go before we open. Tesla was up $40 on Friday. It's up $5.40 now to $905.50. Arc Innovation gained 209. It's losing 36 cents to 51.65. Microsoft was up $4.88. It's losing $1.02 right now to $290.89. Bed Bath Beyond was up $2.30 Friday. It's up $2.10 this morning. $15.05 on Bed Bath and Beyond. This is beyond believable, but it is at $15.01. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop if the company is wise enough to pull off a private placement. If these guys could somehow flog 10 million shares at $15, bring in $150 million in cash to take care of cash needs, that would be huge. Might drop the market a bit, but it would save the company. I don't know if they're able to do it, though. There may not be any takers for their stock. Pfizer gained 182 on Friday. It's down 19 cents now to 49.92. HPQ was up 43 on Friday. It's down 29 to open, or soon to open, at 34.36. We got a minute to go. Carvana is off 75 cents right now. Twitter down 16. Google is down 59. Amazon down 79. We got to get going here. We're going to start the markets and see what we're going to get on with here. 175 thumbs ups have come in from the greatest viewers YouTube knows. Thank you, everybody, so much for your support today. I so appreciate it. Great to have you all with us today. GameStop 39.82 right now, just coming into the opening. All right, getting ready to start trading. I've also shorted my beloved moneymaker Carvana, says Nick. I'm wanting it to go to 48. Trucker Tech, I just finished with tech support. They need more time to look into the issue. When I know, I promise to post an update. Yeah, I don't understand YouTube sometimes. These alerts, they work, they don't work. I do the same thing every time I go live. I just can't understand these guys. Larry, thank you, buddy, for ringing the bells. We are up and running. Looks like we're at, let me just double check here if I can get this to work properly. There we go. We're coming up here with our opening salvo, and the Dow at the moment is showing a drop of about, 162 or so. And we've got GameStop at down a buck 22 to 39.50, now 39.78. So there's a little bit of pressure to start the morning on some of these stocks. Kind of what I figured would happen sooner or later. The question is how deep and how intense are we going to see any kind of sell-off? Beach Boy, I don't understand Uncle Bruce. With everything going in China lately, you had nothing to say. You didn't say anything about China today? No insight? Nada? Zilch? Zero? Really? I want my money back. You got to talk about China, man. You got to tell us. And maybe you could just give us an opinion. And he's smiling. You got to love Beach Boy. How you doing, Beach Boy? How you doing all right? Hope you're doing okay over there. We're watching this market. Oh man, are we watching things? Austin, how's it going, man? Smart Rent still taking taking a hit, I guess, rather than a hot. Where are we at? We're down 149 on the Dow. We're down 49 on AMC right now. We're down 68 on AMC. GameStop down 36. ME down 17 cents. Matterport off 6. SoFi down 8 cents. ATIP down a couple of cents. Rocket Lab down 11. Smart Rent down 28 to 354. Spire down 2.5. Cyxtera down 21. Tesla's up 9.34. That HKD, that Hong Kong thing, 192 down 21 bucks. Pfizer down 40. Boeing down 43 cents. Apple down 35. HBQ down 29. Cisco down 35. Twitter off 19. Home Depot down 235. Carvana down 6 cents or so, now up 2. Hood up a penny. No, Hood is up a dime, pardon me. Vanik down 63. IBM down 172. Microsoft down 73 cents. Goldman down 293. Google down 34 cents. Amazon down 70. Meta Platforms down 40 cents. Bed Bath Beyond at 14.54, up 159. BlackBerry up a nickel. Royal Caribbean down 26 cents, raising another $1 billion in cash through, I think, a bond offering if they can pull it off. Another junk bond down 34 cents. U.S. Steel down 87 cents to 24.38. We got Target down 47. JP Morgan down 123. Costco up 12. Walmart down 12. Nvidia up 138. American Airlines up 12 cents. Netflix up $2 to 251. Moderna is up 427 to 175.45. Welcome to a new week, everybody. We're down 141 on the Dow this morning, now 142. We're seeing S&P under pressure along with the Dow and NASDAQ. We've got S&P now down 16 points, NASDAQ down 11, oil down $4.87 to $87.24. And there's problems in China coming to the fore. They actually are admitting it. Cannot hide the carnage they're having right now. They can't bury it. It's pretty bad. 169 point loss, almost 170 now on the Dow Jones. GameStop is at $40.06 off 59, now at 40.15. AMC down 79 to 23.65. This AMC stock topped out, I think, last week around 27 or so. And also back on, what was that date, Bruce? That looks like August the 8th. It hit 26 something. And then, of course, the 10th, again, last week, right? A week ago is the 8th. So Wednesday, Thursday, 26, 27 for AMC, 23.50 right now. The dividend, I think, has been paid. Isn't it over and done with? 3.8 million traded, by the way. Yeah, we'll see what's going on. Anyway, I pretty convinced that any of you who bought puts on this stock, I think you're going to be very happy. I think you're going to make some money here. And the stock is down 84 this morning. The APE shares will trade later this week, I think. So, yeah, we'll watch this closely. No kidding, we'll be watching this closely. 39.77 on GameStop now, under 40 again. We've had a couple of opportunities here or shots under 40. 521,000 volumes so far. It's about 130,000 pre-split volume. Dead quiet. 39.40 is the low of the day on GameStop, and we're at 39.81. So we're heading for the low of the day, I suppose. Let's see. Keep an eye on all this. So much to follow on so many stocks. Here we are. There's the GameStop, 39.81, 72 to 81. All right. Moving on past GameStop, we're off 19 cents on 23andMe. We're off 9 cents on Matterport. 23andMe is at 493, just under 5, and Matterport is 597, just under 6. SoFi is up 3 now. It's turned the corner, 768. ATIP down 2.2 to 93 cents. Rocket Lab down 9 cents to 701. Smart Rent down 29 cents to 353. The low of the day is 347. And we've traded 581,000. So we've bounced up about 4 cents off the low. Not too much yet. Spire down 2 to 167. It's having a little bit of a run. Last week it was down in the 140 range, 141 range, closed at 167, 168. In the last month, we are kind of pushing the high range of the stock. 169, 170 has been the highest price in a month that we've had. In 3 months, we were at 170 on June the 8th. But we were 190 on June the 6th. So we need another 20 cents to break the 3-month, make a new 3-month high. So keep it going, Spire. Don't stop now. Sixter down 21. Tesla's up 18. Pfizer down 52 at the moment. Boeing down 70. Man, make it 59 cents. Apple down 3. HPQ down 26. Cisco down 39. Home Depot 337 lower. Carvana down $1.15. Way to go, Nick. What else? Vanik up 28 cents. IBM down 118. Microsoft down a dime. Goldman down 2. Google up 19. Amazon down 72. So you see some mixed, but more red than anything else. 150 now on the drop for the Dow. 17.6 on S&P. Nasdaq down just 2 points. A very mixed market there. Down 498 on oil though. Bad. 87.11 going lower on oil. All right. Yep. Trucker Tech. I also decided to play with Carvana. Let's go lower. John, finally in the green on Spire. Right on. And Hector BBBY. It's amazing. It's unbelievable what's happening with that thing. It's crazy. Like I said, when a stock takes a shot like this from the 5 level, you gotta sell stock. You gotta issue stock out of your treasury. You've got to raise money. You have to. You have to raise money. I don't know. We'll see what's going on with that. Anyway, thank you all so much. And I'm so glad you're almost green. You're green on that Spire. That's great. Beautiful. Hang around long enough. ATIP will come your way eventually. Just pick it up down here and take these shares off the hands of the losers who are dying to cash in the loss. I mean, all-time lows. They're selling at all-time lows. Take it off their hands and say, all right, well, you can go somewhere else now and cry in the corner. I'll take it from here. It's all right. We'll be okay. Yeah. Anyway, 39.65, 39.62 now on GameStop, down 112. The low of 39.40. And so GameStop contracts are shrinking, and time-wise, they keep shrinking, as you all know out there. See what the low will be here. AMC down 71 to 23.73. I think we're going to go quite a bit lower here on this one. This will be interesting to watch. No dull moment whatsoever. Headline breaking, it says U.S. stocks open down amid signs of slowdown in China, U.S. manufacturing weakness. What am I telling you? It's right there. Yes, of course. Yes, we are definitely going to get it. We're too high priced. on a lot of our favorites. On some of our stocks, it's incredible how cheap they are. It's just amazing to me. I was just taking a look at some of our faves over here, like Pfizer, for example. It's trading at 49.78. It's trading at 9.7 times earnings. That is not overpriced. Um, let's take a look at Apple. I mean, here, the dominant stock of the market. 28.4 times earnings now at 171.98. That is not that is not good. 18 times earnings would be great, but not 28. No, not good. HPQ, 6.3 times earnings. Yeah, I like the limited downside there, like none. I like it. This stock will fluctuate like any other does, but 6 times earnings, yeah, I'm comfy. Cisco, 16.2, very good. That's very good. $46.25. That's a very fair price, very reasonable. IBM at 133 a share, 21.85. Now, in a way, they can get away with this price, a PE multiple of 21.85. And why is that? The dividend yield. You buy IBM at 133 a share, you're getting 4.93% on your money. When a company pays you 5% and they're good for it, they're not going to cut the dividend. You get 5% yield on your money, 21.8 PE multiples, okay. The problem with Apple, as I was saying earlier, the PE multiple on Apple is 28.4. You buy those shares, you only get 0.53% of a dividend, half a percentage point, 1/10 of IBM's yield. You can't pay this kind of price for that kind of return. Sure, you can own Apple shares and you can write calls against them. Absolutely. You can buy poor man covered calls on Apple and write calls against them. Absolutely. But you're going to have a little more volatility than with HPQ. If you're okay with that, good. It's all good. It's all good. Cisco, we talked about. Home Depot, $310 a share, right? Market cap is now $320 billion. Like, that's a pretty serious, market cap. We were sitting at what was that today? High of 314 today. Right now, 310. We're trading at 19.9 times earnings and a 2.4% yield. That's not a bad yield. It's not a great yield like IBM. It's half of IBM's. But 19.9, I don't know if they're going to add to their earnings next year or not. I really am not sure. This is one of those very well-run stores and chains, importers. But I wonder if this is sustainable. I'm not sure. Where else are we looking at here? Well, IBM. I did IBM. Let me move on. Microsoft, $291 a share, 30 times earnings. 30-time multiple on Microsoft. That's too high. The yield on it is 0.88%. You're like not even getting 1% yield. So that's expensive. Goldman at 352 a share, 352.92 a share, 7.99 earnings. The stock should be more like 500 a share or higher. This is just my humble opinion. Of course, if you followed me long enough, I have said Goldman has been underpriced forever. So, nothing new there. Google, $1.58 trillion market cap company, 22.4 times. They're just about perfectly priced. They're within, $15, $20. Like $100 would be a bargain. But 122, that is a great stock to buy, buy deep in the money calls on and write covered or poor man covered calls. Absolutely, yes. Amazon 142 a share right now. 142.63, $1.45 trillion market cap. Stocks a PE multiple 126. Nope, you don't buy this stock. You just do not. Probably not even. Don't even buy the deep in the money calls. You're better off going to Google. Just shift over to Google and right there. Amazon has got a ridiculous PE multiple. Um, I'm taking a look at Meta. This is the old Facebook, 14.6. But there's rumors and talk that they might even restate lower earnings, like bring out lower earnings again. So that 14 might be a bit too much. Amy, I just got a donation from Amy for the four for three deal for classes. Amy, do me a favor. Send me an email, which you'll find down below, and let me know what four classes you would like, and I will get you your four classes after the show's over. I will send them over to you. You betcha. Thank you, Amy, for your donation today, and congratulations on getting your hands on four classes for the price of three today. Beautifully done. Something tells me this is a good investment in your future. I think so. Okay, where else am I on the pricing of stock here? Um, I just want to look at Target 14.4, 14.1. That's okay. That's a $170 stock. JP Morgan is trading at what is it, $121.18 today, down 68 cents or so. The PE multiple in JP Morgan, 9.74. That's just as cheap, not quite as cheap as Goldman, but pretty good. I'd be buying this deep in the money calls, right? Poor man cover calls. Costco at $538 a share, 42 times earnings. They are unfortunately double the price. I don't see double the profits coming in this year for Costco. I don't see that. They already make $12.70 a share in profit. I don't see them making $25 a share in profits a year from now. That would justify a 12 times or 21 times earnings PE multiple. That's not going to happen. So the stock's overpriced. Costco is too expensive. Walmart is unchanged today, by the way, 132.22. 28.5 times earnings. A little rich, although a 1.69 yield might be a tad too high. But we've had a good run here on these markets. NVIDIA, $469 billion market cap. It was reaching $1 trillion in market cap earlier this year. 50 times earnings. The yield is 0.09%. They really don't pay much of a difference. Earnings per share, 373. Now, this is the kind of a company, NVIDIA, that typically can deliver a dramatic increase in revenues. But this is also the kind of company that can be dramatically affected with swings in tastes for this kind of chip or that kind of chip, or the chip you're making was hot last year, but it's not so hot this year. NVIDIA is on the knife's edge of technology, and I like them for a long-term play, but at 50 times earnings, they're not cheap. So it's a volatile stock, though. I mean, you can buy, if you were to buy, say, 140 in the money calls, they'd run you $5,000 a piece, give or take. That's an expensive call to own, to write on, but to buy 100 shares is 18,800. So, if you got 18.8, you can buy 3 in the money calls and write triple the number of contracts and probably get some nice premiums on this thing. Just, mention it. What else are we watching here? Oh gosh, I'm just skipping through a bunch of companies that just do not deserve to be mentioned. Moderna, 5.5 times earnings. There's a buy. 177.84 for the stock. In the money calls, like 140s. They'd be looking at those. Interesting stuff. Okay. There you go. Couple of our favorites, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Right now, the Dow is negative 43. That's what I have at the moment. Negative 43 on the Dow Jones. We've got a 13-point drop on S&P. Funny enough, the Dow is improving because it was down 150, and the NASDAQ was only down like 2. Now NASDAQ is down 35. So we're getting like rotation. So the worst performing index now, it was the Dow. Now it's S&P 0.31 lower. NASDAQ 0.27% lower. The Dow only 0.13 lower. So kind of interesting. Oil, $4.93 lower at 87.16. Yuck. Yuck, yuck. Okay, the Dow off 60 again. We're dropping again. Let's go. Hey, Uncle B. Nick Marr wants to know, do you think it's worth buying 100 BBBY just to write covered calls? The premiums look a little nuts. I don't think so. I mean, look at it this way. You buy 100 BBBBBBBY, and let's take a look at where the stock is here. It's 1377. If it goes down to $6, you lose $7.77. Can you make that kind of money on option premiums? That's what I wonder. Now, obviously, if it drops to 11, you'll roll an option. You'll buy one back, you'll write another one lower. Goes to 9, you'll buy it back again and write another one lower. You might get 5 of your $7 back from a $7 drop if it's quick, and then you can play the game after that. But if does the game continue? We've already had a swing. Will there be more? So, look, I put it to you this way, Nick. You got $1,500 lying around, and it's what we call mad money. Here's a mad money game to play if you want. Another way to play this mad money game is use less money. But I don't know if you can. Can you buy a deep in the money call? Good for next year. Can you get like a $5 call or an $8 call? You probably can't for cheap enough. It's probably ridiculously with those premiums. So you got to buy the stock if you're going to play this game. So you got to be prepared to lose half your money on the stock and try to make it on the call. I understand the mentality, volatility, high premiums. Hey, I'll write a call for this Friday. I'll write a call then for next Friday. Then I'll write one the Friday after. I only want to be in these calls, really quick, short, make some bucks. I get it. If you get 2 or 3 weeks of decent revenues and you can bring in, say, $5 in premium in the next 2 to 3 weeks, your cost just went down to $8. So if it goes to 6, you only lose $200. Fair enough, right? You get $8 in premiums in the next 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You're covered down to $5, and now you can go, hey, I can't lose now. So I get but when it comes to building a portfolio that you can live off of, I wouldn't recommend this as your starter. You want to start very conservatively and carefully. But hey, Nick, let me know what you do. If you do it, let us in on it. We'll love to follow it with you. And Nick, yes, I'm out for a $246 profit, says Trucker Tech to Nick. Nick, thank you, stock market. I covered Carvana catching a profit so far of 17 grand. I'm just getting started today. I'm into the mood to make money. Way to go, Nick. Way to go, buddy. LL is telling me I am thumbs up number 199. Uncle Bruce, I am your thumbs up 199er. And I now see 200 have come in. You guys are incredible. Thank you for delivering these thumbs ups for me. I really appreciate it so much. It does help. It really does. It helps YouTube direct people here. Fantastic. And the more folks who come here, the more who will understand how option writing works, the more who come here will understand the stocks we like to follow the most. And they may become fans of our favorites as well, like ATIP, cheap, under $1 now. Unbelievable. Anyway, Nick, I maybe should have bought it a week or two ago. Yeah. Well, like I say, it's volatile. The thing about this stock is if you buy it, before you buy it, you figure out which option you're writing. You've got the option already pegged. You already know exactly which option you're going to write the minute you get the stock, so that when you get the stock, you immediately write that contract and lock in that premium. Now, maybe you're writing an in-the-money call. Maybe you're going to write you'll buy the stock at 13 something. Let me double check again. Where is it now? This stuff, 1401. You buy the stock at 1401 and you write an $11 call, good for a month for the book value, $3, plus a time premium. Can you get $2 or $3 time premium? Can you get $5 or $6 on an $11 call? Because if you get $5, you're selling at 16. You get 6, you're selling at 17. If you were to be exercised, you'd be paid $17. Do you mind being paid $17 for a $14 buy? You shouldn't. The other side of it is your attitude is goes to 10. I have an $11 contract. It's out of the money. I got $6 for it. That sucker might be down to 3. I'll buy it back for 3. My cost has just gone from 14 to 11, right where the stock is, or 10. I'll write now a $9 call or a $10 call or an $11 call. You can play this game. Also, you can play the fluctuation game. Obviously, you write a call for a month out, and if you get $6 for it, the stock drops $3-4. You buy the call back for $3.54. Stock pops back up again. You write it for $5.56. Stock goes back down. You buy it for $3.54. You're going to play this because that's what you're going to do on BBBY. It's the only reason you're into this. This isn't a long-term hold situation. This is a day trading special. And if you can extract out of this stock $1 or $2 a day, every day you can get $2 out of this thing. In a week, you got 14 out. In 7 trading days, you got 14 out. That's your cost. So, again, you figure it out, my friend. You've got to, it's not for the faint of heart. I'll tell you that. Who cares is number 210. Oh, thank you. Go Uncle B. Thanks, buddy. 210 thumbs ups. Thank you, everyone, so much. Again, I'll mention it down below. You'll see this thing scrolling by right here. If you're making a donation today for $299.99 US to that PayPal address, you can order up 4 classes today of the 13 classes that are out there for you to check out on how to become an option writer, how to become self-employed, quit your day job, and learn how to do this. Make your donation and then send me a private email and say, Bruce, I've just made a donation to you for $299.99 US. Here are the 4 classes I would like to have. Class number so-and-so, so-and-so, so. If you haven't taken any of my classes, start at number 1. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want 8 classes, then double the donation and send, what would that be, $599.98? Is that right? If you want 9 classes, triple the donation. But it's up to you. 4 at a time, that gives you something to work on. And if you've already watched 5 or 6 classes, this is your chance to top up and get closer to all 13. Okay? Thank you all for your support. It's much appreciated. Where are we at now? The Dow Jones down just 22 points. Trying to come back. It's trying to, and this is what we've been wondering about. What would the first hour be like? Will this market get a lot of selling coming in? Will it just be a limited run? Will we start lower, have a tentative comeback, and then give it up, and then drop 400 points, 600 points today? Could happen. I don't know. We're down, like I say right now, 23 points. Down 3.8 on S&P, and the NASDAQ has gone green. It's a mixed bag at this point. It's not a uniform, we're getting out. It's one of those, there's certain stocks we want out of, and we'll see what we're going to do next. I guess that's what's going on. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Down 14, up 14 on the Dow. AMC down 120 to 23.24. We're near the low end of the day here. 23.10 is the low. 23.22 right here is what I'm showing at the moment on AMC. Volume today, 9 million. Not a lot of support on this stock. GameStop 126 lower to 39.36. The low of the day today, 39.02, has been posted so far for the low of the day. 39.27 now, down 147 on GameStop. 3.6% drop is what we're witnessing. The volume on GameStop is now, I don't know if I've updated this. It was 500 something thousand, waiting for an update, but it doesn't look heavy at all. 39.18. We're 16 cents away from the low of the day today on GameStop. 140 drop on AMC. We're in danger of breaking $23. We just broke $23. 22.96 was set, 22.98 on AMC, down to 146 now. So AMC has broken through the psychological $23 number like it wasn't even there. GameStop 39.06. We're going to break 39. The way this is going, down 168. 38.88. It just fell through 39. Just fell through. 38.88 is the number. 30.85 now, another 3 cents lower. 38.34, the low of the day on GameStop. We just saw a 20-cent drop, just like that. We're down 189 on the GameStop. So all of those contracts you have, all those 40s, 41s, 42s, 43s, 44s, 45s, 46s, they're all out of the money. The 39s are out of the money. And down we are going. A stock is still too high. It had no volume running up. It's not going to have volume here, no support. It's going to give up a little more. And AMC 22.86 now. The low of the day right here on 9.9 million. No support. Down at the moment 158 or so. Okay, we'll follow that and see how it goes. The Dow is still off about 11 and a half. ME down, unfortunately, 41 today to 471. Matterport down 16 to 590. SoFi is down 4, 761. ATIP 96.3 cents. Actually up a penny today. Rocket Lab still under at 692, down 17. Smart Rent down 37 cents, it would appear, 344. Spire down 4 cents to 165. Xterra up 3 cents. It's turned around. Tesla is still up, but $17 only. Pfizer is now showing us a loss of 35 cents. Boeing up 86 cents. Apple up 15. HPQ down 19. Cisco down 24. Twitter is up 8 cents to 44.34. Home Depot 211 is the drop at 312.78. Carvana down 222, 49.88. Robinhood up 9 cents. Vanik up down 39 or 37 on Vanik. IBM is up down 75 cents. Microsoft down 18. Goldman down 17. Google down 42. Amazon down 73. Meta down 59. BBBY 13.82, up 87 cents. Royal Caribbean down just 3 cents to 42.34, trying to complete a $1 billion bond offering, which they'll likely pull off. They wouldn't even announce it if they didn't have interest in it. But it's a junk bond, unfortunately, and they're raising additional cash to basically pay off debt they've had in the past. They likely have 500 or 600 million in bonds that are maturing from several years ago, and they're raising $1 billion in fresh cash with probably a 15% option on top of that. So that would be 1.15 billion. They'll pay 500-600 million off in fees and debts and probably add 500 million to their cash balance and just give them a little more of a cushion to keep on going. But they're burning off hundreds of millions a quarter. I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars every quarter is still being lost. So they got a ways to go yet. All right. Target up a penny. JP Morgan down 85 cents. Costco up 5.30. Walmart up 81 cents. All right. The Dow down 6. AMC at 22.94. GameStop at 39 even at the moment. And the low of the day on the GameStop has been 38.81 just 5 minutes ago. And we are seeing a bulletin here. U.S. stocks losing ground Monday as Chinese data stir fear of global slowdown. I've been saying that for a while. Same as Beach Boy. We are on the same page there. Bulletin: home builder confidence decline in August fuels talk of U.S. housing recession. I'll repeat that. Home builder confidence, the decline in the home builder confidence in August, fueling speculation that the U.S. is in a housing recession. You don't want to see that. We've already got China in their nightmare. They've got a housing recession. They got a depression over there. But again, you cannot have housing prices do what they've done the last 4 or 5 years without some fallout sooner or later. And sure enough, we're getting the cost of housing is going higher because of material costs, labor costs. The house to carry is higher because of interest, because of insurance, because of electricity. And to maintain a house in general is more expensive. Go to your Home Depot store and look at those rising prices. This is causing problems across the board. And in the case of primary homes, you hang on to that one at all costs. But the secondary house, that's the cottage, that's the getaway in Florida, the getaway in Arizona, California, those might be subject to sell offs. There might be pressure on some of those homes. However, as I've said before, remember during this COVID breakout, a big shift took place. A lot of people sold their homes up north and moved permanently down to the south, including into vacation neighborhoods. That's been a big change. Now, of course, going forward, if the vacation neighborhood they're in went up dramatically or costs to maintain are going up higher, they may find that they may want to go back to where they came from in the north if prices drop even further there than here. It's all economics and sustainability and stuff. Lots of stuff to watch. All right. We're down a half a point on the Dow Jones, just a half a point. We got GameStop down 165 to 39. Oh, we're back. No, hang on. Let me double check. 39.09. Yeah, 38.87. I think we're going lower again. And 22.78, we're going lower again now on AMC. AMC may have just hit a new low. As I am updating you, it looks like we're breaking into new levels. Again, 38.81, I think is a low now on GameStop. 38.94 is where I see it. And the low on AMC, my machine is not recognizing it, but we're at 22.78 right now. This is not good. We're watching here. Just bear with me. See if my machines update anymore and give us a clearer picture of what's going on. I still see 38.90 on GameStop, down 184. On AMC, down 169 to 22.75. 22.75. So this is about the low of the day right now on AMC. GameStop 38.86, the low of 38.80. We're right here. We're now at, again, this low range on both of these guys at the moment. Rocket Lab down 34 to 676. I'm showing SoFi down a dime. Matterport off 22, 23me down 49. Spire off 5.5. ATIP is up 1 penny. Smart Rent down 38 cents. Sextera is up 6. Apple up a dime. Goldman down a dime. Cisco down 26. Tesla down up 14. Up 14.80 on Tesla. ARC Innovations up down 19 cents. Microsoft down 59 cents. Bed Bath Beyond is holding an 88-cent gain to 13.83. We got Pfizer down a quarter. HPQ down a quarter. Carvana down 306. Twitter up 4. Google down 55. Amazon down 127. That's what's going on. Lots of stuff going on. Yeah, Home Builder Sentiment Index falls 6 points to 49 in August. This is the first time below break even since May 2020. That was when COVID busted out. This is the worst performance since COVID started for the housing market, the builder sentiment. That's not good. That is absolutely not good at all. No wonder they're thinking of a housing recession. No wonder. Okay. Nick, I have gone long on Carvana and I'm in green too. We'll soon dump for additional $2,000 profit. This is a casino for sure, says Nick. Lame Duck 216 thumbs up. Trucker, we just wrote 8 GameStop for this Friday. 40 and a half is the strike price. I just got a buck for him. So at the old days, that's like selling 160s for $4 for this Friday. Here it is for $1, and out of the money right now. 150 or so, 140. Interesting. Michael, and people add Apple hits another 13-week high. This makes no sense at all. Splair, my calls and my AMC put are producing dough, says Splair. Right on. Right on. Good stuff. Welcome one and all to the show today from around the world. Great to have you here. Thank you for these thumbs ups. 225 and coming. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, kids. I love it. Let's see if we can hit 250 here. I appreciate it. I'm going to give you some give the markets a little bit of boost here. If you want your stocks to go down or up, this is the emoji to use. It puts the hex on the market. It all of a sudden does exactly what you want it to do. Neat emojis are going to flood this chat room right now as my regulars join in. Thank you, all of you, for subscribing to the channel, becoming members of this channel, and those of you who are taking advantage of the 4 for 3 deal. Thank you, all of you who are doing this or going to do this. Thank you. Neat. Blair has already put up his emojis. Thank you guys for helping out with the neat emoji attack on the market. Bill is here. And you can't stop this market now. 38.99 on GameStop. Nick is throwing up the emojis too. Right on, Nick. Making money today. I love it. Mirko is here. How you doing, Mirko? Spicy Android's giving us one big knee right now. Cam, Nick, do you think you can sell soon? I'm now shorting. Can you help me out? Carvana. They're jumping on that Carvana right now. We're down on the Dow right now, 28. At the moment, not my SoFi, gone, all gone. The neat emojis are being hit. Spicy Android, neat. Oh, love it. Thank you, everybody. Merkel, thank you. Nick S. Bill, thanks for hitting those knee emojis. We appreciate that. And the thumbs ups, everybody. Thank you, and thank you. Very good. Indeed, another fun day in paradise as we try to figure out where these markets are going. Sometimes they tell us, sometimes they hoodwink us, but I think we're on a bit of a down track so far. Nasdaq has gone red again, so it's gone negative yet again. Sean and Wendy, God's amazing. Thank you for those thumbs ups. For whatever reason, it didn't catch on my system, but there they are. I got them. Carvana short will be great in 52 now, just in and out, says Nick. Right on, you guys. 232 thumbs ups. Thanks, everybody, for that. That is much appreciated. Away we go. Oh, what a day today. All righty. Damn, smart went under $4. It's just not right. Carvana short would be great in 52. Right on, Nick. Okay. There you go, kids. 25-point drop on the Dow, 10 on S&P, 23 on NASDAQ. Oil down $4.69 a barrel. Not looking good. Okay. Keep an eye on all this stuff going on today. Never a dull moment for all of us. Okay. 237. Oh, we're going to hit 250 thumbs ups. This is great. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Let me just double check to see if there's any of the headlines I'm missing out there. News in the markets. Oil prices drop on worries about China demand. That's the front page headline on Wall Street Journal. There you go. Interesting. And the headline here, why is airlines travel so miserable? They say blame Florida. The obstacle course around space shuttles or space launches, staff shortages, severe weather jams up airspace over some of the most popular vacation spots in the U.S., and cascades problems across the rest of the country. It's been a cluster and a half, they say. Okay. see what else is going on here. Um, mm, Regulators take harder look at Wall Street deals. There's a lot of opposition about that. And many big Japanese companies are benefiting from the weaker yen. Of course, that makes Japanese goods cheaper overseas. The Hong Kong regulator is widening their probe into the China Evergrande real estate outfit. Interesting there. Very interesting. Mm, 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 mm. Headline here: Key Illinois companies are moving south. Um, Boeing, Caterpillar, Citadel. They're moving their headquarters out of the state. That's it. Um, mm, 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 mm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Headline: Labor shortage is vexing challenge for U.S. economy. I agree. Totally agree with that comment. Businesses cannot hit maximum efficiency without employees. Economists believe that the imbalance in labor supply and demand is at the heart of the U.S.'s current economic challenges. They say that fixing is critical. It's got to be fixing is critical to achieving a so-called soft economic landing in which the highest inflation in 4 decades comes down without unemployment rising enough to trigger a recession. Supply of workers has been shrinking. The labor force is about 600,000 people smaller than in early 2020 when COVID 19 triggered a deep but short recession. It is several million smaller if you adjust for the increase in population. After approaching pre pandemic levels early this year, the number of workers has fallen since March by 400,000 people, according to data. The share of the population 16 and older working or seeking work, 62.1% in July, down from 62.4 in March, and much lower than the pre-pandemic rate of 63.4%. That is huge. Huge drop. That's not good. Not good. And the Fed can do all they want with raising rates. It's not going to fix the problem. You've got to get employees into jobs to get the economy to work on all cylinders. Otherwise, you're going into a recession. Interesting stuff, isn't it? Never a dull moment here. All right. Christina, okay, this week I will not be a customer at casino. I will only be an owner, laughing out loud. Trucker Tech, awful lot of bad news today. Someone tell Apple I don't have their phone number. It's not easy being green. It's number 230 on the thumbs ups meter. Thank you so much. 242 have come in now. You got to love this. 242 thumbs ups. Thank you all for bringing in those units. We love you. We're at 39.44 on GameStop, trying a little dead cat bounce here, maybe 39.41. The Dow seems to be lower at the moment, down 31.8. Christina, I bought the 1640s I sold last Friday. I made $880. Right on, right on. Let's just be the casino this week. Right on. The Dow off 35, AMC at 23.15, down 23.10, down 134 now. GameStop 39.28, down 146. ME off 44, Matterport off 25 cents, SoFi down 16. ATIP is up 1 penny, Rocket Lab down 38, Smart Rent down 42 to 339, Spire down 6 to 163, Sixtera down 3, Tesla is up 1491 to 915. It's one of the only green ones out there. Pfizer down 26, Boeing is up 33, but it's slipping back. Apple just down 31 cents. We've been from 171.30 to 172.30. We've had a $1 move on Apple. That's it. Just a dollar move all day. Down 30 right now. HPQ off 35. Cisco down 35. Home Depot 198 lower. Carvana is lower, 282. Robinhood down 8. Vanik Vectors down 165. IBM down 55. Microsoft off 139. We've ranged from $290.30 to $292.60. So it's only a 238 move up to, this is nothing. Very quiet. Very quiet. Goldman down 35 cents. Google down 85 cents. Amazon down 177. Not much happening here. BBBY 1404 up 108. That's where we're at. Down 42 now on the Dow. A little bit of a dip coming in. We're down 15 on S&P. We're down 50 on the NASDAQ, and it is now the big loser at 0.39%. I mean, nothing. 0.36 for S&P, 0.14 for the Dow. So the NASDAQ has taken the lead for the drops, but they're slight. Oh, gosh, pardon me. The New York Empire State Factory gauge plunges in August deep into contraction territory. This is the kind of stuff I keep thinking about here on these markets. We're getting too many lead indicators showing negative sentiment, negative outlooks. Home builders, manufacturers, they're all going, it's not looking good. We're not getting the orders for September, for October, for November. We're not getting the orders for the end of the year, the next year. They're not coming in. Everyone's pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. It's happening. It is happening. And it's going to then reflect in other ways, in other indicators as we move forward now. We're getting the heads up, and it's true. Christina, I have a stinky in for GameStop $20 that expires January 2024 for $19.95. Trying to buy a $20 call for $19.95. That's barely above book value, but that's a good price if you can get it for Jan 24. Yeah, that's out there. A year and a half. That pretty good. Oh, if you buy the shares, you got to drop $4,000 almost. Here you drop $2,000, and you can write a call for $2,000 instead of for $4,000. So if you've got $10,000 lying around, instead of buying 250 GameStop, you can buy 5 calls and write 5 contracts, increasing your income. Let's see if it's someone sells it to me, says Christina Spare. Now I get you writers. I'm very happy that the market drops today. I get you now. I see what you guys are always talking about. These markets go down and you get happier. The more the market drops, the happier you get. I get you now. I see what you are up to. And wish y'all a nice day. Read us later. Yes, this is the revelation that people realize when they become option writers and they get to figure this out. They go, so you're saying that if shares go down, I make money. Oh, okay. And if they go up, I make money. Even if my call contracts go higher, along with my shares or options, I can roll them over. Oh, that's why you guys are always happy. That's right. That's why we option writers are always happy. You have to learn how to do this. And the way to do it is check my classes out. And there are 13 of them on my website available for viewing and enjoyment. Each one is about 2 hours long. And right now we have a sale on 4 classes for the price of 3 right here, right now. Make a donation right there. There's that little thing going across there all morning. Make a donation to my PayPal account for $299.99 US, and you can get 4 classes for the price of 3. Right on. Send me an email. Tell me what classes you'd like. Very good. Very good, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hope you're having a good morning out there today. We're down 40 on the Dow. So what? A down day? We don't mind a down day. We're down 13 on S&P. We're down 41 on NASDAQ. Oil down 431. That's good for gas prices. Option writers love lower gas prices. We'll watch all that. We got GameStop at 39.27 after touching a low of 38.81. We haven't bounced off very much from there. And we've got AMC at 23.44, down $1. So we're not going far on these two at all. The question here is, will they wave lower? Will they go down 2 stairs, come back a stair, go down 2 more stairs, come up a stair, all the way along? That could be a slow ride all week. We'll follow this. Okay. Thank you, one and all, for being here today. We're up to, what is it now? 1 hour and 56 minutes. I got 4 hours to go for my 2-hour segment here. Thank you all for joining in for these thumbs ups today, subscribing to this channel, becoming members of this channel, renewing your memberships. Thank you. Tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow's the 16th of August, and that means we are looking at 18-month anniversary dates for the first members of this channel, because that's when we started this March 16th, a year and a half ago. The 18-month anniversaries are going to start popping up here. Unbelievable. Thank you, all of you who have been loyal to this channel from whenever you joined us. We just love you. Oh, by the way, on Friday, it was our 5th birthday. I celebrated my 5th year of being a YouTuber last Friday, and thank you everybody who was here for that. We even popped a beer on the afternoon show. Oh my gosh, I popped a beer on the afternoon show. It took me hours to get over it. It's great to have you for that. It was a lot of fun. Thank you all for your kind words and best wishes. Love you guys. Those of you who've been sending me emails today, I will get back to you. I promise you. I just have to finish the show, and then I can send you responses. A number of you would like to have a one-on-one with me, and I've just been checking with Jen on what availability I can offer. So bear with us as we figure this out, and we'll get you a response and let you know what we can do, and we'll see if we can get together. Okay. Thank you, all of you who are taking the advantage of the 4 classes for the price of 3 deal. Way to go. It's on for a limited time. Thank you all for supporting the channel with that as well. Okay, guys, that's great. I will catch you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern for the final hour of today's market action. We'll be here for that. If you're on Traveling with Bruce tonight, 7 o'clock for sponsor members, 8 o'clock for the big show, live at 8 o'clock. Anyone can join us tonight. We'll be talking about travel and cruise ship news, and we'll do that tonight. Monday is always a big show or a big day around here, a lot of activity, and looking forward to doing that. In the meantime, everybody, you take care. Keep an eye on these markets, as will I, and see how these shares want to react or not react, behave or not behave, and we'll see what's going on. And Uncle Bruce would not budge on my proposal to chug down a beer with chasers. Maybe next year, or maybe a Hell's Kitchen's Boilermaker. Oh my God. Hawkeye, total support for you. And Jen, thank you so much, Hawkeye. John, thanks everybody as well. Guys, thank you so much for your kind words. We'll catch you today at 3 o'clock for the final hour of trading, okay? Thanks for the thumbs ups, and we'll talk to you real soon, everybody. Bye for now.